Your new Wednesday addiction. Humpin' it with Mello, D83, and the Maestro.
Hello and welcome, everyone. The week is almost over. You're halfway there. It's Wednesday, which means it's hump day. And you're now humping it with Mello, D83, and the Maestro. Get your mind out of the gutter and into this podcast, which is where it should be.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Amazing job, sir. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Yes, indeed. Welcome to another Wednesday edition of Humpin' It. We appreciate y'all joining in. And thank you for the support. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes and all of that. Because we love you. Thank you. That's all I got to say about that. Mello, D83, what's good with y'all?
I just want to know, was that supposed to have been in your Forrest Gump voice?
It was supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Just wonder.
Wait, hold on. I don't know if I like those tones that I hear. Y'all got something to say about my Forrest Gump voice?
It was amazing.
I know a lot about voices, and that voice right there, that sounds like one of the best I've ever heard.
I don't like y'all too much. Man, so let's talk about it. What's good with y'all, man? What's good? How has the week been? How was your weekend? Mello.
My week is going well so far.
Okay.
I am enjoying this wonderful weather we're having. It seems to finally be on like some consistent course of what it wants to do. So it's been pretty warm and spring-like.
Right.
Summer-like. Summer. And yeah, I'm enjoying getting out into the garden and, getting ready for this growing season.
All right, man. Listen, I need some peppers, man. Make sure you hook them up. I need them.
I got you.
The 83, man. Talk to me. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good. The week's been a little hectic, but, kind of expected. This time of year for the type of work that we do is usually like that. Okay. My daughter's got a play tomorrow night. I can't wait to see my beautiful little girl. I'm excited.
Aww.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. You got to be. Don't be that dad though. Don't be that dad who go baby in the middle of the play. Please don't be that dad.
Nah, I'm not gonna embarrass her. I'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah, I'm sure. But that's good stuff, man. Make sure you record that, man. Check that out.
Yeah. Good idea.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Look, let's get right into it.
Here comes the starting 5'5" water boy, D83 with the 3 and out segment.
D83, what you got for us, man?
Well, what I have is a rematch coming Friday morning. I can't wait. So I don't know if you all recall me talking about this a few episodes ago. I played ball with one of the people that I do business with.
Yes.
This particular person and I will have a rematch Friday morning. I can't wait. Okay, he beat me 5 games. Okay, he won 5. I won 1.
So
wow.
Is that really a rematch? Or is that? I mean, it's almost like you're a masochist. Sorry.
Well, what he doesn't know is that I've been practicing. Okay, sir.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey, listen. I got much faith in you, man.
I got a mean, nasty shot. Some would say it's like Kevin Durant. However, instead of the 6'11" version, I'm the 4'11" version.
Sir, the 4'11" version. I don't know how that works, but all right. Hey, more power to you. I want to be there so I can watch, and I'm gonna record it too, and then I'm gonna show all of our listeners.
No, please don't. So, did I say Friday morning? I meant next Friday morning, not this Friday morning. So,
okay.
It's not going to be at the gym right down the street from your place either.
Oh,
not
for
at
real?
all.
No, it's not gonna.
Yeah,
be.
not at all.
Oh, okay.
No,
Well,
it's not gonna
Okay.
be. It's not.
I
It's
guess.
not.
I guess I can't.
Another
get mad.
gym. Yeah. Yeah. No, not at all. So, anyways, to some real basketball. Okay. Monday, Monday night. I don't know if y'all know by now, but the Warriors and the Kings are playing. The Kings are winning 2-0 in the series now. Monday night they won 114 to 106, and of course the center for the Kings, Sabonis, and Draymond Green for the Warriors
Hmm.
got into a little bit of a scuffle. Sabonis clearly was pulling on his leg, and Draymond Green, being the guy that he is, stepped on him. It's Green being Green.
Dang.
Draymond now, the league came out today and suspended him for the next game.
Just him.
Just him.
Well, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Which I don't agree with it. I don't think Draymond should have gotten suspended for it, but I do understand because of his past history. He does this a lot.
Your reputation precedes you.
Correct. And he also, we're talking about someone at the beginning of the season during practice punched his own teammate in the face. So he's that kind of guy. And in the 2016 finals game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, he also got suspended for Game 5 during that series because he got into a confrontation with LeBron James.
Wow.
So,
He must think he's still at the Rutgers. I mean, this ain't
Well-
street ball no more, man. God, dog.
well, me personally, I think you need a guy like him on your team. Okay, Draymond is like the heart and soul. He brings that physicality to the team. He's like a Dennis Rodman when he was with the Pistons. They called that team the Bad Boys. They used to beat up on Michael Jordan and the Bulls. Then of course Dennis went to Chicago Bulls and he gave them that big, strong, physical body there. You can look up on YouTube and see Dennis Rodman and Shaquille O'Neal, all their fights together.
Right.
Dennis Rodman was that for the Bulls. Charles Oakley for the Knicks back in the 90s. Shaquille O'Neal for the Lakers,
Right.
Yeah, but you couldn't kind of help Shaq. I mean, who was his biggest Shaq? Even Yao Ming was tall.
Yao Ming.
Yeah,
7'7".
Yeah, but he still couldn't hold nothing to Shaq. Shaq was big. He wasn't just tall. Like, he was a giant redwood tree walking down the court, man. You know what I'm saying? Yao Ming was a twig. I'm just saying, in comparison.
Yeah, but picture Shaq compared to me. I make Shaq look like a Oompa Loompa.
So who's the Oompa Loompa?
Shaq, because I'm tall. In my mind, I'm tall.
But you just said you were 4'11". You know what just came to me?
What's that?
Y'all remember that song? I don't remember who the artist is. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller.
Skilo.
Yeah, that's your theme song.
Skilo.
That's your theme song, sir. I'm just saying. This man said he made Shaq look like Oompa Loompa. He deserved it. I'm sorry. He deserved that.
Oompa Loompa dippity doo.
Moving on. Moving on.
Shouldn't sing the song. Shouldn't sing the song.
Wow.
Okay, all right.
That's okay.
Anyway, in the last, big physical player I wanted to mention too was, in comparison to Draymond Green, was Tristan Thompson. During that Cavs team in 2016, he played really well and was a big body, big presence in those finals as well. But anyway, so the Suns and Clippers game last night. And again, thanks NBA. I appreciate these late games because I like going to bed around 8:30, 9 o'clock. I can't do that with all these good games coming on. Okay, I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it.
You should send an email. Send an email
They'd
to the
like,
commission.
they'd be like D who? D who?
Something came to mind.
Dummy.
I didn't want to say it.
The D clearly the D clearly stands for dummy 83. The PG-13 version.
Exactly, right?
So the Suns and Clippers are now tied up 1-1. That series to me is very interesting because I'm rooting for the Suns. I like KD, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul. I really like to see Chris Paul get a ring. I just wish they had more time to gel together.
Mm.
Because now I think it's like 9 or 10 games now that KD has actually played with this team, so they really hadn't had. For the coach, I'm sure he's still trying to figure out who he wants to have in and who he wants to take out and how they work together and all. So it really sucks. But Kawhi Leonard now, that dude has always been nasty. They call him the Claw. That dude has been playing lights out. Paul George is not in still, so I can only imagine what they would look like with the 2 stars in the lineup. In the beginning of the game, Russell Westbrook blocked KD. It was nasty. They used to play together on the Thunder, Oklahoma Thunder.
Right.
I know inside Russell was like, yeah. even though he's gonna score like 2 points a game, I'm sure he's still.
Hey, listen, that was a highlight for him then.
Oh, ain't no doubt. But Suns did win last night, surprisingly. Anyways,
Dang.
last but not least, NFL news, which would be the Jalen Hurts contract. So he signed with the Eagles, signed for a 5-year, $255 million contract, $110 million guaranteed.
Wow.
Which brought up this, which was rumored that Lamar Jackson, the quarterback for the Ravens, turned down a $200 million guaranteed contract. See, the issue is. Go ahead.
Who was the contract with? I was trying to remember.
The Ravens. Lamar Jackson for the Baltimore Ravens.
Right. I know him, but the contract was that's what the Ravens were offering him?
Yeah.
Dang, okay.
It was reported that that's what they had offered him, and he turned it down. See, the issue is the Deshaun Watson contract with the Cleveland Browns. He signed a 5-year, $230 million, all guaranteed money. All $230 million is guaranteed money. That's unheard of in the NFL. But every team's not the Cleveland Browns. They're not poorly run like the Cleveland Browns are. You understand? It's not a good business move. You look at with all that being said, Kansas City Chiefs going to win another Super Bowl, if not 2 more.
Of course.
Because of the money that Patrick Mahomes has taken. He's taken a lot less money. So he did the Brady thing. You take a lot less, try to get, teammates around you, and you're going to win some Super Bowls.
Absolutely. And listen, him taking less salary does not mean his revenue goes down in the long run, right? Because you win another Super Bowl, that's guaranteed. Oh yeah, other contracts, whatever, man. So he's winning. That's a win move to me.
Yeah, because I can cut on TV right now, and I promise you, I'm gonna see Patrick Mahomes on a State Farm commercial.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but that's how you do it. That's business, man.
Yeah.
You are the asset, so you got to
make it happen. Yep. Yes, sir.
Good stuff, man. One thing I want to mention in the sports world, Lamar. I'm terrible with names. Hamilton from the Bills. Remember the young man that was he tackled that guy and he did a cardiac arrest. So he's making his return. He's making his return.
Yep. I saw that.
Yeah. I think that was a crazy story, and it is the official diagnosis is what everybody was talking about. I can't remember what it's called, but basically when you take a hit to the heart, right, in a very specific area, it interrupts the cardiac rhythm and sends you into cardiac arrest. So that was the official diagnosis that he said he had. So crazy. Man. We witnessed this man die on the field.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody who was watching that game. But I think it's amazing. Kudos to, the training staff, man.
Yes.
They saved that man's life. And he is eternally grateful, I'm sure. So.
Oh, definitely.
I would be. Shoot. All right. Y'all know what time it is.
Now it's time for a classically awesome journey to Squareville with Mello.
Mello, take us on down.
All right. So today I just wanted to go into a little bit of history that happened on April 19th, but, in our past. In 1775, the American Revolutionary War began. And
I remember that. I was there.
Wow.
I don't find it hard to believe. That's not a joke either, by the way. To those that are watching. This man is old.
I set myself up for that.
People are like, man, how long y'all been friends? I'm like, look, he's not my dad, but he was there when I was born. You know.
I would never joke on y'all again. I'm sorry. That was disrespectful. That was disrespect.
No. I'm not going back there. But look, what this man said in our production meeting. Trust me, that got nothing on. I'm not going to rehash that. I'm not going to rehash that. I'm still butthurt about this. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
I am now going to have to see my usual therapist, and then another therapist, and then another therapist. Okay.
Oh my God.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
No.
Really?
I apologize for all it's worth.
Continue on, Mello. It's bull. This guy's feeding.
Oh my gosh.
It's tough out there, man.
So for those who might not be familiar, the Revolutionary War, Battle of Lexington and Concord marked the beginning of the armed conflict between Great Britain and the 13 colonies, which soon became the United States.
Of America.
Yes. Our great beginning. In 1919, Leslie Irvin, who was a stuntman, makes the world's first free fall parachute jump. Now, this was a new kind of parachute. So in 1919, think about it, it was new technology. It had a ripcord, which apparently parachutes didn't have before. Unfortunately, he broke his leg on the landing.
I thought you were going to say he ripped something else.
No.
In the process.
At least he ain't break his neck, I'll take a broken leg over a neck any day. Dang.
Oh, Lord.
In this day, 1971, the Soviet Union launches the world's first manned space station. So that was huge back in the day.
Maestro, what was that like? What was that like watching that at that time?
I wasn't born yet. Mello was, though.
No. Because you said you were here for the Revolutionary War, but you weren't here for 1971. That doesn't.
Thank you, Mello.
Man, y'all lying on me, man. I don't appreciate that. Dang.
Just 200 years difference, that's all.
I don't know if I appreciate this. That's what happens when you joke on people. You better be ready to receive it.
I thought you were going to say that's what... Nothing.
Look, see? Hey, listen, y'all better be
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say that's what happens when you have all this gray in your beard.
Ooh.
Let me hide mine. Let me hide mine while I say that.
Listen,
yeah, that's what happens when you got.
It's okay, man. Oh gosh, looking like Moses.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh.
I missed it. What happened? Please continue, Mello. I apologize.
In 1987, one of America's most favorite animated TV series, the first installment of The Simpsons aired. Now, let me tell you, that was my favorite show back in the day when it came out.
The Simpsons.
I couldn't wait to watch that when I got home.
But, I ain't gonna lie. When Family Guy came out,
yes.
I was done with The Simpsons. Family Guy is stupid.
I still watch that today. Reruns after reruns I'm watching. I love
Stewie's my guy. I ain't gonna lie. Stewie's my guy. But that time when Brian bought that money from him.
That's my favorite episode.
And he beat, yes. Please don't let your kids watch that.
Remember he had remember then he saw him walking in the street and had that fake mustache and all that disguise. Yeah, he's like,
you got money for a fake mustache, huh?
He beat him to death in that bathroom. I want my money. I want money, man.
Bro. I died when I saw that list, man.
One of the best episodes ever.
Yeah.
Yes. And back to the Simpsons though, when you brought that up in the production meeting, I was like, I'm still trying to process that and wrap my head around the fact that it's been around that long. I was like,
1987,
oh
right?
my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yep.
Yeah.
And to think in 1987, like the content that they started showing on that show was like almost controversial.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No question.
Just because it was just kind of raw and out there, but
And some
It's supposed to be a family cartoon,
right,
whatever. Yeah.
That was everything, but at the time.
At the time, yeah.
At the time, yeah. But we know we've had other cartoons that are.
Listen, there's no holds barred right about now.
I
No holds
know.
barred, man. It's crazy out there.
This is true.
Even SpongeBob. SpongeBob's off the chain. I would still say that's I don't let my kids watch SpongeBob. Cause
Say what?
Man, listen, SpongeBob off the chain.
Really?
Man, some of these suggestive themes that come up on SpongeBob. Nah,
This is true.
Nah, bro. SpongeBob is an adult cartoon. I don't care what nobody says.
Dang.
That's facts. Man.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh
Is
my
it?
gosh.
Is it worse? Is it worse than some of the comments I've made off air to you? I mean, is it worse than that?
Sir, there's nothing worse than that.
Just leave it.
We just gonna leave that alone.
No, I'm gonna leave it alone. Yeah, this man's already starting to sweat.
maybe one day we'll record a blooper session and put that out there.
My gosh.
Your sweat's starting to have sweat.
Exactly. It's the level of disrespect that I have to take is unreal.
Hey, look, back to SpongeBob.
Yes.
Real quick. One of my favorite episodes. So, let's see what happens. Patrick is sitting outside, right? He's got this mean look on his face.
Mm-hmm.
And then SpongeBob comes walking up on him. He goes, "I'm mad, Patrick." "Yeah, I'm mad too." SpongeBob goes, "What are you mad about?" And Patrick goes, "I can't see my forehead." And I don't know why I just died laughing because he's sitting there looking too, trying to find his forehead. And I'm just like, I don't know why it was just so funny to me, you know?
You
Can't see my forehead.
That's because you can relate.
I know, right?
Oh, I told you be ready. It's on. It's on.
Yeah, but you know what? You didn't say that I was gonna be crying.
Where did that towel come from? What? This man.
I knew at some point in time, you're always picking on me. Healing, okay?
People gonna think I'm a bully or something. That's okay.
You know, we done messed up Mello's whole segment here.
I know.
I apologize.
No,
Okay.
I love the commentary,
Blame D83.
Maestro.
See that disloyalness, y'all? See how that goes? Please continue, though. Please continue.
Okay, so the last fact or event in history on April 19th, and I remember exactly where I was when this happened, was in 1995, 168 people died in the Oklahoma City bombing.
Yeah. Definitely
So
remember that.
I remember I was coming back. I was in high school. That's when we were coming back from the Bahamas on our field trip, our competition field trip. And we got the news on the way back home. And up to that point, that was like the first real exposure to domestic terrorism. I guess on that scale that we had ever, really encountered.
When was
Now,
the bomber? When was that? Was that before or after?
That's a good question. It's a good question.
Because I remember, I don't know when exactly it was, but
I don't know. The 90s are so messed up because you had that. You had David Koresh.
Right.
But, I want to say without looking up, I think the Unabomber was after, though.
Could have been.
It might have been.
Shortly after. I could be wrong, but yeah.
Yeah. But that was very traumatic, like even for me, because I was like, how could people just do things like that?
Been like
that was
since the
just
dawn
the
of time.
beginning.
Yeah, it
that
had
was
to,
just the
right?
beginning. Yeah,
Because imagine 6 years later.
Right. 9/11.
yeah, yeah.
Exactly. That I don't want to take too much time, but that was the craziest. I was working at an airport when that happened, and
Mhm.
I can remember that day so vividly.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I've never. You're talking about in a bustling airport. You could hear a pin drop once everybody realized what was. Everybody was glued to a TV. Man, there was literally nobody moving. It was crazy,
Yeah.
man. Very scary
Dang.
time.
What
Yeah.
yeah. What I realized through that though is y'all are old because I was in like third grade when that happened.
This
Y'all are
guy.
old. I was
This
in
guy.
third grade.
This
Third grade when
nigga
that.
was in third. Sir. Sir.
I was waiting for someone to at least say whatever. Yeah, after your fifth try.
I was I was going there, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna be that mean.
You know I'm not sensitive.
I know. I can't tell. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. Oh, I think he been sipping on something.
Yeah. No judgment here, though.
Mm,
You know I don't drink. I don't drink.
that's what typically they say.
I'm gonna talk to my therapist for long. Let's see, it's only an hour session. It might have to stretch it to 2 hours.
Dang. And he got the red solo cup. Yo. He gave it away, bro. It's all right, man. Hey, the first step is admitting. And you're not even there
There
yet.
you
So.
go.
Sorry, Mello.
It's all good.
We done derailed the whole session. My bad.
No,
Yeah.
those were my interesting facts for you today.
Bad. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. All right. Let's get it.
先輩あなたが一緒にいないと心が折れる
All right. Let's talk
Still trying
about
to
it.
figure out what that is.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out what that is. I don't understand it.
What is?
And I'm half Japanese. I'm just trying to figure out what that is.
Oh, well, I mean, it is Senpai Sanctum. That's what it is.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
Gotcha. I know it now.
Yes, see? And knowing's half the battle. Come on, you were supposed to finish that. I know you know it.
I know
Thank
that,
you.
but no, I don't know. What was that, Mello?
G.I. Joe.
Oh, snap.
Oh.
See, I wasn't a G.I. Joe fan. Sorry, I wasn't.
It's all good, man. It's all good. What's going on, some IT guy? We see you in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Let's talk about it. So, the anime that I'm going to review today is called Violet Evergarden. This was I really enjoyed this one. I guess it's kind of like a love story. It's kind of like a drama. It's kind of like redemption, all kind of rolled up into one. So basically, it's one season, 13 episodes, and it follows the main character, Violet Evergarden. So she is something like a super soldier who fights in what's called the Great War, 4-year-long war. So she was raised from a child to be the ultimate, kind of like the ultimate killing machine. So her sole purpose was decimating enemy lines. So, of course, being a super soldier, you can't show emotion. You're just kind of cold, right? So during the war, at the end of the war, she was left maimed, right? So she lost both her arms. And so at the end of the war, as she's recovering, she decides to go, or somebody volunteers or suggests to, I can't remember, to start working at the CH Postal Service, basically as an auto memory doll. So basically what she does is letters from loved ones to the soldiers. A lot of times they're missing, or or there's just communications that go back and forth to the soldiers from their families. She kind of intercepts those, and then she kind of writes replies, right? So it's pretty dope. So basically, it shows how she is. She comes in, of course, broken from the war. She doesn't remember much from that time, except she was left with a few specific words from the person that she held dearest, right? So it's kind of the story of her, reacquainting with life, kind of learning emotions, and then trying to search for the one person that she held dearest, because she's missing. He's missing, basically. So dope storyline. It's a feel good one. Sometimes it's got some, I don't know, if you're a sensitive person, it's got some tear jerkers, but overall I think it was a great story.
Wow.
Definitely check it out. It's worth it. She's an ultimate badass. She's dope. But yeah, it's absolutely worth checking out. So again, it's called Violet Evergarden. And of course, y'all have heard me before. You can check it out. Crunchyroll is my go-to. On the next topic, though, I want to kind of talk about or get y'all's opinion on something. So, Mr. Elon Musk, who can't seem to stay out the headlines right about now, but he's a serial entrepreneur. We know that. Some herald him as a genius. That's up for debate. But one of his companies that he owns is Neuralink. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Neuralink. So basically, it's a company. The purpose is to implant chips in the human brain, right?
Mm.
So various different reasons. A lot of it medical. So one of his claims is that company is going to be able to make the paralyzed walk again, right?
Wow.
Right. Dementia, right?
Yeah,
Help with
absolutely.
dementia
Mhm.
patients and
Yep.
Parkinson's.
Exactly. So he applied to the FDA for human trials. They're at that point.
Did not know that.
Yeah. So the FDA has knocked him down, basically rejected it
Oh, didn't.
due to
Oh.
security reasons or safety reasons, right? So
Dang.
it kind of leads to the discussion: is it being stretched? Are we trying to reach too far, right? Because are we now going to turn people into cyborgs?
Mhm.
Right? Like, is it overstepping? I mean, there's some great benefits to it, right? But everything can be hacked.
Sure.
What's the adverse side to it?
Sure.
Can you kill somebody like that, right? I don't know if y'all have ever seen Cyberpunk, which is a game. It basically takes place in 2077, the year 2077, and everybody has implants. And basically, you're a walking cyborg. That's basically what it is. And you can hack them. You can kill people. You know what I'm saying? It's just basically it's chaos. I don't know if it's supposed to be Las Vegas. It's called Night City, so it's supposed to be Las Vegas, I think. But it's pandemonium. Police have zero control. It's organized crime, just normal crime. But are we heading to something like that?
The downside is man's gonna find a way to be corrupt and take something good and then turn it into a negative.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And it's so upsetting because whether Elon Musk is meaning good for this or not, is neither here nor there.
Right.
I'm sure I'd like to think he's got good intentions. It's very upsetting because you got people out there that you and I, we all know that there's going to be people out there that's going to try to do bad with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad.
Sure.
It's really sad that that's the world that we live in.
Yeah. So, my T guy said BCI is the next needed step, but no way are you getting that connected to the internet. So that's a good point. That's a good point. So, the chip it's not like you can dial in, you know what I'm saying, and control it from your smartphone. It's not going to be internet connected. I think that's what, if I interpreted that correct. So, yes. But where there's a will, there's a way. And, is there? I mean, what are the downsides to that?
Here's a question: if either one of y'all, had Parkinson's or dementia or Alzheimer's, and this could correct that,
Mm-hmm.
would it be something that y'all would entertain?
Mm. That's a good question.
Um,
You know, you got to.
I would say personally, if I was suffering from something, because they do that in cancer trials, people who might have like a terminal cancer, they have this experimental drug or therapy. And if there's nothing else that can be done with the modern medicine and technology we have, they opt for these trials because they're probably going to die anyway. So why not give something that could give them that extra hope a try?
Mm.
And in return, you could you are paving the way for, better knowledge of this technology to be of use in the future. So
Mm.
personally for me, I would.
Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, um, it's one of those things where like my dad could possibly still be here. He
Mm-hmm.
suffered from Parkinson's, then later on, shortly after that, dementia. And who's to say if that wasn't more advanced, he,
Mm-hmm.
possibly could still be here.
Right.
Which
Right.
while we say that, I just wanted to mention this. Him and I had our differences and stuff. But I will say this much that jokingly I say there's no way he's my dad because I'd never seen someone um, suffer the way that he did, but he was so strong and he
Mm.
was so
Mhm.
positive in the beginning stages. Um, so yeah,
That's what's
he was
up.
a
Yeah.
strong guy. So, but yeah,
So, so you, that's what's up though, man. Like
Yeah.
when you're faced with adversity, man, and you're faced with that, you got two choices: you fight, or you succumb. Really, it's
yeah.
kind of how it is, man.
And
Sure.
he was
So,
constantly talking about Michael J. Fox and the
mm-hmm.
experiments they've been doing with him and stuff. And
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
so,
Yeah, you got to keep hope alive for that, man. That's facts. So,
yes.
some IT guy said we are already plagued with unsecured Bluetooth pacemakers. Yes, yes, and
That's true.
I mean that kind of leads into the IoT, right? Internet of Things, where everything is connected to the internet, but security is not even a factor, right? It's just pumping this stuff out without being security conscious, I guess you could say.
Right.
So
Time out.
hmm.
The pacemakers are Bluetooth. So if I had one, I could play music through my heart.
Oh,
I
yes.
like music. So
Yes,
I'll
man.
be I'll be like the '80s all over again without the
Wow.
big boom box. Though I just be
Wow.
playing music.
So
That's
you
not
gonna
like that.
not quite.
Not quite.
Mm-mm. Nah.
Because dude, think how awesome that people be like, where's that music come from? Like,
So really? So you gonna install a speaker in your chest?
I was just I was just assuming. Again, my little small brain of mine. I heard Bluetooth. I immediately
It's understandable. It's
automatically thought of
understandable.
that. Yeah.
It's no worries, man. Hey, listen, that was a valid question. All right. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. So our general topic for today is going to be social media and its influence on kids and adults. And I think this one, this is a real controversial topic. I think. So let's get it. Let's talk about some of the. I mean, there's a bunch of negatives. Let's go there first. Let's talk about the negatives. So let's talk about the things that are of concern, right, or the trends
Mhm.
that we see. So, Mela, what you got?
So I was researching through a journal. It was um, through the National Library of Medicine, who had done an actual study, peer-reviewed study on
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this by no means is the end all be all. This is just one study out of many
Mm-hmm.
by different organizations.
Right.
Um, But the basic conclusion they came up with is that there are negative effects,
Mm-hmm.
possibly some positive. There hasn't been enough long-term research done on the negative effects to
Mm-hmm.
completely say that, you know, hey, this is, you know, the problem for everybody, you know, conclusively.
Okay.
Um, but one thing that they did say is that they did see a correlation between social media use and depression.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they also did a survey of those who do use social media. Now, this is among adolescents and young adults. So 31% feel the impacts are primarily beneficial. And so they see that they gain more than could possibly be doing them any sort of detriment.
So
Well,
positive. So
correct,
they think it's a good thing. 31%.
correct.
Okay.
45% believe the benefits are neither positive or negative. They're just kind of in the middle. You know, it just is what it is. Um, so 24%, which was a little surprising to me,
Mm-hmm.
think that it has more of a detrimental effect.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the detrimental effects that they feel that they encounter are bullying.
Absolutely.
You know, that's probably one of the biggest issues we tend to hear about.
Mm-hmm.
Possible feeling like taking their life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just hard to say because people feel different things.
Right.
But I will say this, those who did view it as good said that they were able to connect with friends on a level that maybe they won't necessarily have.
Mm-hmm.
But also too, they find that they connect with people with similar interests and that they learn things that they didn't know before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a mixed bag. And again, there needs to be, you know, more long-term research done because this is something that's really just blown up to the extent that it has in the last 10 years.
Right.
But if you think about it, like the major social media apps and categories are for social networking sites. You have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. For messengers, you have Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, an app called
MySpace.
Viber. No.
This.
It's not. It's not a thing anymore.
Oh man. Hey, you talk, sir. You can't ever talk about me being old again. Never.
I saw an article this one time, and it was
Surely.
mentioned in MySpace. And I was like, "What
You
is
probably
this?"
wrote the article. Don't you ever talk about me being old again, sir.
You know what? You know what? Speaking of MySpace, I
Uh-huh.
want MySpace from you. I am dropping out of this podcast immediately.
All
Okay.
right. Moving
Next
on.
time y'all come on here, it's gonna be a blank screen, and then just y'all two.
We've been waiting on that. You should have expected that, sir. You should have expected that. D83. From the heart of my bottom. I mean the bottom of my heart. We love you.
I'm gonna catch you off air. That's all I'm gonna say now.
I'm sorry.
You
sir.
put yourself in that one.
Oh gosh. Oh man. I'm gonna mute him for the rest of the show, y'all. I'm sorry, I can't. If y'all only knew. But let me jump. So somebody T guy said check out the low instances of mental health in Green Bank, West Virginia. No cell or Wi-Fi allowed due to radio telescopes. So that's interesting, right?
Wow.
Low instances of mental health issues. Man, that says a lot though. Real talk.
It really does.
Yeah.
Because I think, you know, mental health issues are definitely correlated through social media, but I think there's a lot of things that I might add on to that too, not just social
Yeah,
media.
but I, I want us to all, close our eyes, right? And imagine, we're living in a world where people kept their noses in their own business, right?
Mm.
And didn't talk about other people, that people will tend to do, right? Because I was around someone for a long period of time in my life where that person, all they did was talk about everyone else, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mhm.
I finally, as I had time away, I go, man, I can only imagine what this person was saying about me when I wasn't in the room.
Right.
See, where social media now, these kids can go post a picture and then all of a sudden see people talking bad, like, why'd you post this? Look, she's so fat and da 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 da,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it's so tough behind that, phone or computer,
Right.
whatever the case may be, right?
Or
Where
mhm.
back in our day, you didn't hear it that much. And if you did, you better have some cojones to come, say it, say
Exactly.
it to my face.
Right. Right.
Where, and kids already are high strung and emotional.
Mm-hmm.
They can't deal with that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they may be dealing with other stuff from their past, childhood experiences, where they really can't handle this stuff. You know, um, Colin Cowherd, one of my favorite sports analysts, he always says, "Don't go looking into the trash and then be upset with what you find."
Mm-hmm.
And he always references that when he talks about social media. Don't go into the trash and then be upset with what you find.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, man.
just
The problem is the weight that social media carries in young people, right? It
Mhm.
defines who they are, and
True.
that's the problem, right? There's too much weight there, right? Everybody's concerned with how many likes I get, who's popular, you know what I'm saying, these posts, and how many subscribers I have, all this, and that determines their self-worth.
Yeah.
You know, that's a problem to me, man. That's a huge problem. And outside of the digital space, they can't function because they don't, it's not the same. It's not the same world. You know, you can't go to your job, you know what I'm saying, because you're a superstar on TikTok or, you know what I'm saying, YouTube, and,
Okay.
you can't conduct yourself. The rules are different. So
Right.
I think they lose out a lot. They don't learn, some of the things they really need to learn. It warps their understanding. So, one of the things I want to talk about too, and this might be a little controversial. It's a lot controversial, but oh boy, some of the stupidest challenges that, especially on TikTok, right? Because let's be real, TikTok is king right now. TikTok is king, and it's too easy, and the way. One of the things that people have an issue with, and that was a result of some of these TikTok challenges, is how the algorithm functions. Right? There's people that complain there's no safety built into it. So, some IT guy said the algorithm I can't speak today pushes on them negative because it gets clicks.
Exactly.
It is exponential on the amount of content, right? The algorithms from young identity with these kids trying to satisfy it, right? The
Yeah.
algorithm form young identity. Yes. Sorry, I can read y'all. I really can. I'm struggling today. I don't know what happened.
red fish, blue fish, one fish, two fish.
I I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know that was a difficult read for you, sir.
Yes.
You made it though.
Usually I don't do well unless there's tons of pictures and my favorite pop-ups.
See, there you go. Progress
Yeah.
is the key. That's all we're worried about, sir.
Thank you.
You're gonna get a gold star for today.
Thank you. I'm
Yes.
going to hold you to it.
Yes, absolutely. He's so my T guy said he's a poet.
No, didn't even know it.
Listen.
Yes. Take a look. It's in a book of Reading Rainbow.
Wow, that was a mic drop moment right there, sir.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, drop your mic and leave, please. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done. All right, let's get back to it. I couldn't help it. It was too easy. But so I was this morning I was flipping through CNN because that's what I do. I don't watch the news. I get what I want because it's all negative pretty much. And one of the articles was a 13-year-old boy died from doing the Benadryl challenge. What is the Benadryl challenge? You take an excessive amount of Benadryl to try and experience a hallucinogenic episode or whatever you want to call it. So you take, basically OD.
Mm-hmm.
He was 13 years old. He was in Ohio, and he died from taking too many Benadryl. This is a problem. That's just one. So let's talk about the other challenge, the blackout challenge, where you're supposed to hold your breath until you pass out.
That's a thing.
That's a thing.
At first, I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was you got to sit in a room with all the lights off, and I'm terrified of the dark.
That's okay.
Scared of the dark.
That's okay.
I got several night lights.
I don't know what to say about that. Hey, listen, it's okay, man. It's okay. There's no monsters under your bed. So much. Okay, I'm not even gonna take the bait. I'm not gonna take the bait on that. It was too easy. But yeah, so the blackout challenge is basically they hold their breath until they pass out. So TikTok was sued by the family of a 10-year-old girl who died after attempting this challenge. And basically the lawsuit claimed that TikTok's algorithm is ill-designed. And it found that the video, much like some IT guy said, was suitable and interesting for users of her age group. So therefore it pushed that video, not just to her, but to others in that age range, right? Some IT guy said, sleep paralysis demon doesn't like the night. Yes, indeed. So I know y'all remember this one, the Tide Pod Challenge. I know y'all remember this, right? Hey, let's decide to eat Tide Pods.
Yeah.
The thing that
As
scares
technology.
me. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
The thing that scares me is there's zero common sense in any of these challenges.
Right.
And our children follow them to their detriment.
Mm-hmm.
It is unreal. Who in their right mind would think that a Tide Pod is a snack?
Well, as technology has been advancing, we, the human race, has been devolving.
That's some do say that. Some believe that.
Clearly.
Because and one would have to ask, because who in their right mind would do this? But at least 6 people died from that challenge. At least 6. Over 7,000 calls were made to poison control because of this challenge. So that means at least 7,006 people did this challenge, right?
It's been more.
Absolutely.
But this is my thing. It seems like to me, the quest to be popular and to fit in is more important than your actual well-being or your life.
Mm-hmm.
And it begs the question, how far would you go to fit in?
Yes, I agree with you. But then, on the other side of that, where's the oversight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the oversight? There used to be a time when, I know what I do, right, is I need to know what my kids are watching. I want to know what they're watching, right?
Yep.
You get your tablet, you sitting there watching TV, if you, 13 years old and you watching something that's rated, you're trying to watch something that's rated out, it ain't happening. Because there's things, there's content in there that's not suitable for your age. There's a reason why there's a rating system, right? You don't have the understanding of the life experience to know that, hey, that could be bad, right? Or you should not be exposed to that yet. So there has to be some oversight, right? And a personal opinion of mine, right? I'm not going to judge anybody else, but, my personal opinion, And what I have to weigh is, technology and my kids. When do they get cell phones? Right.
Mhm.
Currently, my older ones, one out of two has a cell phone. But their peers, the majority of their peers in school have cell phones, right? And there is no real control that you can exude over those. I mean, you have parental controls and things like that, but if you don't know how to work those, or if you don't activate them, they're worthless.
Sure.
So they
Well,
have
that
free reign to whatever's on the internet that adults would see. You know, so I think there has to be some oversight. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go
no,
ahead.
no. All I was gonna say is something real simple, which is one issue I've always strongly felt about is we have too many kids that had kids. Too many young people ended up
That's true.
having kids,
That's true. That's true.
and you know, at least for me, I can say being a parent has been one of the toughest things
Mm-hmm.
you can ever do.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Because
That's
there's
true.
times where I tend to try to be the buddy buddy. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm just a big kid myself. Then I find myself, am I being too buddy buddy?
Right.
All right, now I'm trying to be a little stricter, and they're not listening. You know why? Because daddy is always the fun one and always joking. Now they can't take me serious.
Mm-hmm.
So,
There's got to be a
but
balance there. Yeah. There's got to
right,
be a
right.
balance.
No.
And I think there's a truth because I don't know if you've heard, but there's like kids want um discipline. That's not the word I was looking for, but
Yeah.
kids,
Mhm.
you know, I can't remember the saying now. It just slipped my mind. That's what happens when you get old. These gray hairs are here for a reason. But anyways, but it's basically to that effect, right? Kids look for guidance and discipline, right? Even though they
Mhm.
test you, right? So,
Right.
I don't know how true that is or if it's not, but
Mm.
I know I don't spare the rod.
Not
I'm
the
gonna tell you.
discipline I grew up on. That's for sure.
Right.
Real quick, my
Uh-huh.
parents used to have a paddle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wooden paddle. Thing was that thick. Okay, and my parents had this thing where they would put the names that
Ooh.
is done tapped and then
Mm-hmm.
check marks on it. I don't know why. It was appealing to them. I don't know why. But there was my name and then like thousands of checks. There was no more room for any more checks.
Why do I absolutely believe
Let,
that?
let me tell you something. I got in trouble one day at school.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's hard to believe.
Yeah. Right.
My mom used it. Then my stepdad came home. He used it, right? I took it. I was like, never again. Threw it out in the woods. Shortly, a couple of days after, believe it or not, I got in trouble again at school. They
No,
used
not
the
you.
fly. My mother used the fly swatter until the plastic piece came off. After that point, it was like a coat hanger. After that, I was in the woods looking for the paddle. I know this thing's around here somewhere. I know I threw it over here.
Sir, I wholeheartedly believe that, sir. I've known you
A
for
true
a very
story.
long time.
That's a true story.
Know you for a very long time. So yes, that is an absolute true story. Absolute.
Oh,
But
man.
some IT guy said, remember when we would just wear weird clothes a decade at a time? Now we have trends that come and go in a blink of an eye. And he said these kids get no rest, and that's true. That's true. When you
Very
think
true.
about it. Yeah. Social media has accelerated things like that,
Mhm.
and it can be dizzying, right? Because, as fast as they come and go, and the pressure that there is to conform to these trends, it's overwhelming, right? Especially for kids, man. They don't have the life experience, of the knowledge of the experience, overall experience to deal with that stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It's tough. And he also said raising teenagers is hell. Absolute truth. Absolute truth.
Preaching to the choir on that one.
Listen, let's go back to we're going to use your demon kids, for example.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I thought you
listen.
were going to speak on how old y'all are again.
What you mean, sir? It's not old. It's grace. It's two different things. Sir.
Is that what we're calling it now?
The disrespect, sir.
Oh,
Like,
oh, senior citizens.
sir.
Did I say that out loud? Inside voice. I need to practice that more often.
One of the many voices that you have inside.
Anyways, that is going to do it for us today. Thanks for joining. Make sure you follow the Humpin' It podcast on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and also on Spotify. And I almost forgot. The next time you're humping it, think of us. Nasty mother. Y'all have a good one. We love you guys. 2 fingers. Peace.